Ahead of the start of Apex Legends Legacy, Respawn released a new trailer that gave us the backstory of Kairi Imahara, an upcoming playable character who will be added in the new season. And sticking to the themes of Legacy, there are a few references in the trailer to the rest of the Titanfall universe. Let's dive into it. Let's start at the very beginning with the opening shot of the trailer as Kairi looks down at some discarded scrap, where a destroyed moon can be seen in the background. This is where she finds the remains of her father, Viper, as well as the remaining pieces of his Titan. The planet is Typhon. We can tell because Typhon is where Viper died in Titanfall 2, and Typhon has a destroyed moon, Orthros. Orthros is important because it is where the IMC first tested their fold weapon, a planet killer. Typhon is where the weapon is located at the end of Titanfall 2. Protagonist Jack Cooper would sabotage the fold weapon so that when the IMC fired it again, it backfired, destroying itself and Typhon. Throughout the trailer, we got several close-up shots of Viper's helmet. We did get to see the helmet in Titanfall 2, but not nearly as close as this. Viper dons a helmet that looks very similar to the Titanfall 2 pilots that wield a pulse blade, though it's not exactly the same. Seeing Cuban Blisk is a bit of an obvious reference, but one worth calling out. Blisk once led an elite group of Titan pilots called the Apex Predators. This mercenary group always worked for the highest bidder, and you could only be invited into the group via special invitation. You can see Viper's invite later in this trailer during the first flashback. And speaking of Blisk, did you know that he's voiced by J.B. Blanc, who also voices Caustic in Apex Legends?
That's the problem with most pilots, eh? Makes you blind. I don't relish the title. I relish the kill.
When we flash back to Kairi as a child, we first see them in a room with several paintings on the wall, one of which is of a Valkyrie. We learn later in this trailer that Valkyrie is Kairi's call sign. And speaking of that call sign, it marks the 7th character in Apex Legends who takes inspiration from their own name for their nickname. Valkyrie is just Val plus Kairi. The others are Bloodthunder, aka Bloodhound, Makoa Gibraltar, aka Gibraltar, Pathfinder, aka Pathfinder, Octavio Silva, aka Octane, Loba Andrade, aka Loba, and Ramée Perec, aka Rampart. When we flash back to the present, Kairi mentions that she's a pilot, which Blisk scoffs at.
Best pilot money can buy.
Pilot.
If you haven't played Titanfall or Titanfall 2, then you may not understand that the word pilot is not used in the same way in this universe as ours. In this universe, a pilot specifically describes someone who has been specially trained to not only use Titans, but to also use advanced weapons and technology in ways that normal people can't. As Titanfall 2 protagonist Jack Cooper says, a pilot sees the world differently. Currently, only one other pilot has joined the Apex games, and that's Renée Blasi, aka Wraith, who managed to become a 10th generation pilot, meaning she's one of the best of the best. Maybe that explains why her character has such a high win rate. Of course, you can't be a pilot without a Titan. In the second flashback, we see Kairi piloting her father's Titan, a specially modded Northstar. All Northstars are designed for long-range aerial combat, but Viper's has been specially modified to fly faster and longer, turning it into an actual aircraft. You may notice that the Northstar talks back to Kairi. Every different type of Titan speaks with a different voice.
Welcome back, pilot.
Though you could customize your Titan's OS voice in the original game with the diversity of genders and nationalities, Respawn changed that in Titanfall 2 so that each Titan had an assigned voice. The Scorch, Legion, Ronin, and Monarch Titans all have an OS voiced by men, while the Ion, Tone, and Northstar are voiced by women. Northstars are voiced by Nora Jane Noon, an Irish actor. As Kairi is flying her father's Northstar, we get a more clear view of the planet, though there's no way to confirm it looks surprisingly like Typhon. This could explain why Viper fights us with such desperation in the final moments of his boss battle in Titanfall 2. He's defending his home and family from us. We next see Viper leaving for what's presumably the Battle of Typhon, which is the opening chapter of Titanfall 2's second campaign mission. In the window behind Viper, you can see Viper's Northstar standing alongside Sloane's Ion and Richter's Tone. You kill Sloane, Richter, and Viper in Titanfall 2. And speaking of Viper's death, strangely enough, Kairi blames Blisk for her father dying. You'd think she would blame Jack Cooper, considering he is the one who pulled the trigger and ended Viper, but perhaps this is a hint that there is more to this story. Blisk's decision to not say whether Viper died or was murdered certainly seems to say so. And let's end with what's likely the most obvious reference. The person helping Kairi transform her father's Northstar into a personal jetpack is none other than Rampart. In a loading screen you can unlock during Apex Legends Season 6, you can see the Northstar in Rampart's garage, teasing the upcoming story development. And that's all the references that we found in the new trailer. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Apex Legends content like this. If you're itching for more information on the new season, we already have a video up that details all the new stuff that we know is coming in Apex Legends Legacy, which is scheduled to begin May 4th.